Hey there team, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Wildermyth. This is the game that we're revisiting today. It's on sale as Steam, as a lot of my revisits are, so if you do find this interesting, go and pick it up yourself and play it. We've looked at this in the past. This is a wonderful game. This is really, really good, to use my super high-end vocabulary, but one of the things that it really touches on is something that's a bit of a sore spot for me, which is handling narrative in video games. We discuss more and more each current year. It just seems like the quality of writing across the board, not just AAA, is sort of going down the gurgler, whereas Wildermyth does something, and it essentially gamifies narrative construction in such a way that it boggles my mind that no one else is doing this. So that's the real core of this. You have a sort of party of adventurers, and the gameplay itself, to be honest, isn't the strongest. Like, it's got some sort of turn-based XCOM combat and an overworld management thing, stuff that's been done better in other places, I'll give you that. But what it does is constructs this really interesting narrative that is not procedural per se, let's call it pseudo-procedural. It will still have a core narrative at the center of it, but there's a lot of cool little side quests and that pop up. And it inserts all your characters into these really cool comic strips, gives them interactions with each other, and you can sort of shape their relationships. The game then, as the campaign goes on, goes over sort of time. It jumps forward between each sort of chapter, between each campaign, and your dudes age up into retirement. You guys can die permanently, and that's a pretty big deal if that does happen, because they get a few, like you can see this dude with the hook hand, that usually you can sort of say, well, he cops a hook hand and lives, you know, so that they get like a permanent disability, right? And anyway, so like if it sounds like I'm gushing, it's because I am. I think it's really, really clever. So we'll have a quick look at it and I'll show you what it's all about. Let's just go new story. Requires legacy heroes. So this would require me, because to clock through basically these scenarios. And you need 5 heroes, for example. So we've got this dude on this save. I don't know what happened to my original guys. Because we had a really good run a couple of years ago, but it seems they're not there anymore. Oh, whatever. But anyway, so the Ulstrix is your sort of main campaign, right? And then you've got some more stuff here. So, and then down here you've got essentially a generator, right? A relatively short campaign with just 3 chapters. Promote 1 legacy hero if you win. Only procedural events, no overarching villain story. So this adds to a lot of the replayability to it. Multiplayer? What is this? Oh, I didn't know there was multiplayer. I guess that's been added. Anyway, look, we're just going to do this because this is the sort of core, the draw, but you know, let it be known that it stands on its own as a sort of generator, not sandbox, but having sort of infinite content, let's say, right? Main enemies, Gorgons, customized difficulty, adventurer, carved in stone. All progress is autosave, so that's Iron Man, which is fine. Map seed. Cool, let's go. I did press enter. I'll just take whoever. Future warrior, future hunter, future mystic, decisive hothead, goofish romantic, aloof intellectual, right? So you can randomize all this stuff and re-roll them. Re-roll all. Advanced starting calamities. No, it's okay. So it looks like they've added a bit since I last played it. Let's start. We'll just take these default guys. The whole sort of like pop-up book art style is really cool as well. It's just got so much going for it. Okay, smoke. This book, where are we? There's room in it for another story. It's cold, I'm stuck here. It's increasingly likely I won't last the night, but that's what books are for, to ensure our knowledge survives us. Very well then, this must qualify as the beginning. Here in our yondering country, something in the woods is very strange. How lovely is this, right? Bothered only by a hole in his sock, a young man named Jenga takes the seasonal road to the town of Long Peak. Have to avoid Madame Chass's window? She'll throw another pot at me. I mean, her son had it coming, though, didn't he? Want to get me in a barrel fight, I'll oblige. Simple as that. Yeah, fair enough. Breeze is light that day, birds are timid. In fact, the whole world is taking a breath, ready to leap in the sea. I'm there already, huh? Here's the hard part. Getting Hyura, which will be one of them, out of bed. Hopefully it's just her in there. And hopefully she's wearing clothes this time. Wait, is that smoke? Fluttering flames roost among the far-off rooftops. Jenga hurries toward town, thinking of Frua, a young woman whom he's known since boyhood. So here you go, you can start shaping it. Do we have a bit of a romance going on, or a friendship, or even a rivalry? Watch me worry, and she's fine. That woman will have some explaining to do if she dies. I mean, look, I generally shy away from the romance thing, but bugger it, let's click on it just to see. Frua, are you trapped? Don't be dead. Constructing mission, right? So now it'll chuck us into sort of a, let's say, tutorialized start. The music's so good. So you get your 2 action point moves, which, you know, we've seen this sort of thing before. Now you can see open door. There she is. The home's standing. It's all right. Breathe, Jenga. Frua. Frua. We're going to say Frua. That's easier on my mouth. Open up. You have help out here. Jenga doesn't know. Why is no one... The door unlocks. Frua shoves it open. Oh yeah, fire? I know, sorry. Get inside, quickly. Hup. Slam. This is so cute. Your bow. Yeah, I'm going to shoot the fire from my window. That felt like the safest. Alright, okay. Okay, actually, there's a monster in the garden. Is that okay? They just rampaged in all of a sudden. Why not kill it? Right, so here, I've got some tools around. You've always been, I mean, strong, so I'm thinking together we can at least drive it off. Together. Yep, let's do it. So I can have a pitchfork, a pickaxe, or a frying pan. This is for cooking. Why'd I grab this? I think every time I've clicked that, because why not? Because memes. But if it breaks stones, it'll break bones. Let's go pickaxe. You know, in case we... Don't worry, Jenga. I'll be right here. Open the door when you're ready. Alright, cool. Alright, let me just stand in front of you. And now we're fighting with a row. So, essentially it has like a sort of enemy deck. And this is one of the cards for it. And as the game goes on, and your characters obviously level up, and you can sort of develop all the territories in your countryside, recruit more heroes, and fold them into your sort of fellowship story, send people off on quests. Sometimes they disappear on like a personal quest, and you can send a friend with them as well, so they can have a bit of a mini companion sort of side arc. If this was a television story, it's sort of like a B plot. As that goes on, the enemy's deck starts to develop and it adds more and more powerful cards. And I think it would add like a duplicate row card or whatever, and then that starts to sort of level them up as well. So there is a power creep component of the enemy presence as you play on, as well as just your ordinary sort of leveling. All right, Jenga, Jenga, Jenga. You can go here now. See, they get a defensive bonus being next to each other. Let's just go wait. We'll let Jenga open the door. Out you go, big fella. Revealed! So it's a bit of a shame it doesn't cancel your move when a reveal happens. That's a shame. Can we see how far that will move? Not really, no. Okay, let's just push up, whatever. Cool. So you can shoot, but they get leveling up and abilities and all the sort of the usual stuff you'd expect from this sort of game. Holy shit, that's a lot of damage. Lover's Vengeance +1. Oh, that's cool. So they've got sort of a buff because they've got a relationship. Okay, so Jenga has grown strong. God, it's cool to be playing this again. I really enjoy it. And I do like the idea that it's sort of an ensemble cast. There's not really a main character. And it gets away from the problem. I bang the drum all the time. I don't know if it's necessarily a good thing having a character customization sort of thing where you put like 5 hours into making your own avatar. Like, it's kind of bland, and honestly, you're probably just going to make the same character every single time, right? Just a version of you without a double chin. Not the true version, but some sort of fantasy bullshit version, which, that in of itself is something else. But I like the idea of just give me a group of random dudes and tell me a story and let me get involved in that. I feel like the personal investment is sort of, I don't enjoy it. But again, that's probably, I'm ranting already, that's probably just more of a me thing. But I like the idea of you tell me a story and allow me to get invested in the quality of that story, as opposed to me trying to have a fucking self-insert because I'm unhappy with my life. Anyway, so Jenga has grown stronger. Warriors like Jenga are built hardy, enduring, with a natural aptitude for battle. They develop powerful techniques for close combat. Right, cool. Oh, you could re-roll if we have LP, which I can't remember what that stands for. Oh, the legacy points, that's right, yeah. And see, you get, if you've got bonus points at the end of the chapter, you get more sort of resources for leveling up and building equipment. But you can also use it, to mitigate the enemy deck that we were talking about. I think calamities. Here we go. This must be it here. Yeah, right. So these are all the different type of dudes. Card view. I'm not 100%, it'll show us as we get there, but you can sort of try to mitigate. If the deck starts getting out of control, you can use legacy points to sort of cancel its progression. All right, Stalwart. Swift action. Jenga can disable Stalwart. +3 armor and warding, but reduces speed. You know what, I'm just going to give him that straight away, especially since he got his head caved in so hard early. Frua has grown stronger. Hunters like Frua thrive in the wild, surviving through stealth and peerless archery. They master their surroundings and bring down large quarry. Right, so she's now a Greenhorn Hunter. We can give her Thornfang. Once per turn, Frua is refunded an action point after a melee kill. That's interesting, though you probably play her more as a bow person, bow lady. What's this? Frua has coated her weapons in quelling moss. Her melee and weapon attacks apply 1 poison. As an action, she can toss a flask. That's cool. Has +1 speed. Once per combat as a swift action, activate to dodge the next 2 attacks against her. We'll take that. I think that might work better for playing ranged. And we get a little bit of loot as well. A fox court belt. Gives you +0.5 armor. So let's see if let's give it to Jenga. Claim. And you can see it on his little character model, and also in all the cutscenes, they wear all their gear as well. And it's cool, you know? It's just like, again, we touched on they can lose limbs and that and get like a hook hand or like a disfigured leg and that sort of shit. But they can also have, and you know, I don't want to necessarily give it away, but you know, there might be B plots where they get, I don't know, possessed by a demon or something like that. So all sorts of wild stuff can happen to your characters, and it carries with them through their story, through their life, which is really cool until they die or they retire or whatever. You're about to get very popular. You're a hero. The creature's death is quiet. It seems to slip from life in a few stunned, hazy blinks. They'll spend a piece of the day getting the flames under control. The damage isn't as bad as it could have been. Townsfolk emerge from hiding to fight fires and clear debris. Some full of curiosity, others visibly haunted by what they have seen. Gwyn could be in trouble. Are you with me? Come on, let's keep our word. Gwyn? She's at that ruined tower by now, probably talking to spiders or a ghost or something. Or another deer monster. Gwyn will be waiting for us. What happened today could be happening everywhere, couldn't it? Yeah, it's a good point. Something about that tower is just stuck in my mind. It's like when you get apple skin in your teeth. What a horrible thought. In your mind, teeth, huh? Yeah. Anyway, I just think we said we'd meet her, and we should. The tower is in the hills. You've been there? Yeah, once, actually looking at the tracks. They come and they go that direction. Jenga and Frua follow the pounded path of monstrous feet, hoping for the best and dreading every other possibility. So here we go. So what's the relationship between Frua and Gwyn? Rivalry or friendship? I mean, rivalry's kind of spicy and interesting. So let's do that. A wordless while passes between them, but the quiet only heightens their worry. I know you don't exactly get along with Gwyn these days. Now, just as quickly as well, it's sort of, they were like aloof romantic. They had these sort of character traits, and these guys are sort of fairly serious and straight, but we've had some dudes in our party that are absolute jokers, class clowns. So a lot of their interactions are shaped by that. I don't know how deep it goes, but you can have dudes cracking a lot of side jokes and that sort of thing as well. It's cool. It's cool how they've all got personality, right? Shock horror. Writing with characters with personality that don't just regurgitate their thoughts out loud. I know you don't exactly get along with Gwyn these days. Maybe not. No. You know what it is? It's like today. While we clean up, what I'm going to assume was her mess. I bet that book mole is up there now, without a care in the world. I know, the monsters are surrounding the tower. All right, so we've got to find Gwyn at the old tower. Scouting, in order to find sites in the wilderness, you have to scout the land, right? So basically we'll go there, we'll scout, we'll send them both. Labor times 3.2, speed 4. Is it just, it says because she's a hunter. So you can see there that some people are better at certain jobs. Obviously, Frua is better at scouting, right? Let's just send them both. But we could potentially leave Olmec to rest in the town to heal up a bit more, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. The previous night, the tower where Gwyn had arranged to meet Jenga and Frua is a place she often used to escape to as a girl. She knows its rooms and floors so well, she could survive being chased through them. And now I wait, I suppose. Dust gets deep as rain puddles in here. Just having a good on. Alive is alive until that beast breaks through. You really are a curiosity to me, beast. What's this guaff? Snuff fuck. It's Frua. The beast is like, fuck. Oh, why does that tickle me? It's a shame about your attitude. The tower has outlived generations, maybe the boast of some long-dead despot whose name has sunk in the river. But as the old would tell you, precious things go overlooked in a ruin. What lodges amid the bones of failure is often the dream that drove it. That book, why have I never... Yeah, I should do. It always makes me think, just as a quick aside, the voiceover, whoever does the voiceover of the animals in RimWorld, oh my god. It's so obviously a human just screaming into a microphone. It always makes me laugh. Easy there. I guess you're wondering why I'm talking to myself, huh, Beast? Yeah, it's a good question. I'm also wondering. Gwyn pulls it loose. Book's heavier than its slender spine suggests. Wildermyth. So there's your sort of meta. The book that this is all set inside, and that's why everything looks like a book, because it's a book retelling their adventures. Get it? It's full of strange stories. The folklore of folk long forgotten. The candlelight leaping strikes no significant bell. It's the weird story of a child watching candlelight against the ceiling and wishing herself through it to a far realm without grown-ups. Oh, okay. The Tears of Oak Man is a weird, rootless tragedy of a man made of oak who stands on a sea cliff and is eaten by termites as he waits for his driftwood love to wash ashore. That's a bit tragic. The flotsam beauty floats forever past the edge of the incoming tide. Papa Long Peak's horn spins the yarn of a father who drank so much and laughed so freely that he grew a beautiful spiral horn. His children were very proud. Okay, cool. Some of these stories sound pretty cool. Gwyn reaches the last word of the final tall tale. A few blank pages are left. This book. Something in her feels like it's coming loose, but she can't tell exactly what. There's room in it for another story. It's cold. I'm stuck here. Very well then, this must qualify as the beginning. Here in my Yundering County, and now we've gone full circle. Gwyn writes, words are ready. Omens have formed in the fabric of everything, and she's beginning to recognise them now. Some are just misgivings, they've crept through her body like the sourceless aches one wakes with. Others are more substantial. Now they seem lightning plain, a promise of thunder. For in the wild black woods where birds once belled, a hateful silence churns. Pain lights Gwyn's head, subsides. I made it to morning? She lowers her bleary eyes. Her story lies before her in luminous script. Empty pages have sprouted behind it. Oh, that's cool. Why do I feel powerful? She pulls the spoon from her pocket. She slides a branch from the rubble. It's sturdy and it has a palm-loving twist. Well, I guess she's going to be like a mage, right? So maybe we give her a staff, right? Well, Beast, it's time. I'm getting out of here. Cool. Okay. So taking a little while to set it up. That's fine. Rager. It charges without seeing. Misshapen tusks swing wildly. Cool. Now, the cool thing about this chick, if I recall, is that she can use interfuse, which is sort of like a telekinesis. You can throw objects at people. Yeah. So if we go interfuse, and then scalding rain. Was that part of the? Or I'm still interfused? Okay. I'm just trying to figure out. Different items do different things. Some of them. Well, here you go interfuse. Hang on, I'm trying to remember how this works. Let's go, what's withdraw? Stop interfusing with the target. Alright. So let's interfuse with this rope. Alright. And then you can see constrict. Oh, so the rain must have come from the cabinet. Okay, sure. Oh, you can see mousing over it. Liquid, scalding rain. Boiling liquid burns away armor and gnaws at the enemy's flesh. So let's just assume, I think the suspension of disbelief is that the cabinet's full of like liquids, medicines, that sort of stuff, and you're sort of using that to get thrown at the enemy. Resist, obviously constrict, we're hobbling it with the rope. Though it seems we've done a shitload of damage. Victory. Gwyn has grown stronger. As a mystic, Gwyn acquired the knack for interfusing her spirit with earthly things, drawing on these bonds to enact formidable magics. Okay, so what do we got here? Indignance. Gwyn's presence is charged against her foes, dealing 1 true damage to hostile creatures who enter adjacency with her for any reason. Maybe, but we still want to keep her kind of ranged. Gwyn briefly interfuses with an enemy and forces it to move where she pleases. That's kind of cool. Spirit Blade. When allies stand directly adjacent to an interfused object, they gain +1 bonus damage. No, I'd rather go Compulsion. Let's do that one. And then looks like we've got this cloak. And you can see she's wearing it, and she's got warding, which absorbs magic damage. There you go, it's a magic shield. More monsters roam the ruined halls and rattle the rotting furniture. But Gwyn, there you go, you can see she's wearing her cape. But Gwyn moves quietly, sensing her way in the dark. Daylight lands on her wrist, cool wind soothes her tired eyes. I'm still allowed to live? She closes the tower door, gentle to make no noise. That was the Mystic's Arts that I did, right? Tower? Where did I get it from? Could it have just happened? Is it just one of those things? Sure, why not? Things a woman's born with that might blossom in her life when she needs them. Oh, I don't know if it's necessarily womanly specific, but okay. That's the logic of stories. It can't truly explain anything. I need to get back to the library. Gwyn! I should plumb the depths of this power, but safely, I suppose, and out of sight. Gwyn, you bunkhead. Yes. Hey Gwyn, something happened? Jenga, yes. Sorry, Frua's voice just bounces off my ears sometime. Jenga saved my life, convinced me to come get you. That's it. The facial, I skipped over, but you see all the little facial expressions? They add actually a lot to it. Yeah, see the smoke on the horizon? That's from the town. Yeah, that's Long Peak. Oh, it burned? Grrr. Things are different than they were. Yeah, well, I don't know if you've ever seen something quite like this. A monster? Sure we have. We slay monsters. Yeah. Look at this head. She thought she was a special case. Okay, well, I do magic. So much for keeping it secret. Okay, so assault Threat Tower. And you can see there's strength 2. Now, I don't think there's an overt way of knowing what your strength equivalent is. I remember trialing and erroring it, but obviously you need to be careful not sending in not enough dudes. However, what can often happen is you have like one character starts to get a bit Chad compared to the rest, and you can sort of send them off on solo quests, but at the same time, you know, you kind of want XP to be meted out to the young bloods too. Anyway, it's still sort of on rails at the moment. Assault the tower. Jenga's probably still hurting. Oh look, he's healed up. But we'll tag in the whole lot. But you can see you could have up to 5. I don't think the limit for heroes is 5, strictly. I can't remember, to be honest. But it might just be that 5 limited for this mission. Anyway, let's go. Assault. Attack. Choosing danger. I'm sick of talking. I'm going in. Don't follow me if you're scared. Yes, Jenga. A perfect understanding isn't likely to emerge. What these beasts are, where they came from, what drove them to attack the town of Longpeak. But letting them nest here feels like the wrong idea. Unless you really are scared, just pick a plan and let's go for it. Sure, well... And then you get to choose. Back at my house, it was pretty simple. Kill the beasts before it kills you. Plus courage. I just came out of there. If we're methodical, patient, we can fend them off at least. No, let's go with the courage thing. Now, the question is, was that a character? No, here we go. Yeah, it's a combat modifier. All heroes, +2 damage and potency for 3 turns. So we get a bit of a front foot advantage. And we've got raccoons and rows. Oh, you can see some already. All right, shoot it. Just shoot it straight up. Boots! Look at that. And then, so we've got that compulsion skill. Interfuse. Tool barrage. That sounds cool. Let's do that. Barrage. Oh, look, it's going to hit them both. Bang. Let's go. Get out of here. And I don't know if you can Overwatch. Yeah, it'd be cool to know how far these creatures can move. But I don't think I can tell that. Oh, shift! Holding shift does it. Interesting. So if I move him to there... And you know what? I'll go stalwart. Bugger it. Because I'm not 100% sure if they can attack diagonally. Oh, that's cool. I can move the camera. Okay. Guardian. Hang on. Jenga ends his turn and waits for the enemy to come within range. Hitting... There we go. That's what we wanted. We wanted like an Overwatch. Bang. That's exactly it. Didn't get to see if he'd attack, but that worked. Oh, and that was it? That was all that was there? Link mail. Warrior armor. Alright, so I can only give it to Jenga. No, that's fine. Replace humble beginnings. Claim. That's pretty cool. Stunt chance. Percentage chance that attacks will inflict additional damage and stunt effects. Sort of like a stun and a damage. So it's sort of like a critical hit that stuns them maybe. I know it's saying stunt, but I'm just trying to think of what that could be. What stunt effects are. Knee pads. Yeah, I'll give it to you actually. Oh look, you can mouse over and see their current chance. Cool. There you go, have some knee pads. The last misshapen creature folds its bones and dies. Blue fluids darken the dust. So calm, accepting death. Not natural at all. Oh, okay. Natural if you're suffering. Hey, look at us. Look what we did. Yeah. Because they're all rookies. It's pretty cool seeing the growth. Day drops, day rises. Dusk is sweet, the sunrise sweeter. It's not long before they've cleaned the old tower up a bit. We'll be working on this place forever, I'm telling you. I always knew this morning would rise when I'd gaze into the sky and see a destiny for myself. A destiny to inspire songs. Okay. Let's not wait to be overrun. We're a company of heroes now. We'll walk the land. We'll fight. People need us. We give ourselves a name and make sure it's one male sing. Sounds like you've thought about this. Be Granya's Spear? How about Ferdian's North? Maybe the Orchestra of the Undeniable Net, or you could name it yourself. Let's there you go, you can have that since you're so jazzed about it. After that, the three of them are inseparable. Rumours are rampant, heroes are needed. This world will be flooded in sorrows, but its defenders are joined by a fire that night. That's so good. Here follow the tales of Granya's Spear. Be remembered. So that's sort of your setup. Here we go, the calamities thing we were talking about. Your enemies improve their strategies. So it's a better version of the raccoon. Corrupted path. It leaves a trail of corrupted ground where it moves, essentially like poison. I can't cancel it because I just can't by the look of it, even though I do have some legacy points. And then it will get added into essentially the deck, right? There you go. So you can see here. So I think all these other things can rock up, but the raccoon version is now jacked. Basically. Okay, so that's probably a good little setup. You can see here, we could go there to try and recruit someone. We've got all these areas around us that we can scout. You can zoom out and that's sort of the world map. But I think it's only that big for this chapter. Again, the campaign goes for, I think, 3, and this first chapter will take you hours anyway. So it's quite good. And then the when it will jump forward, they'll all age up into like, middle age, and the new generation comes through. It's so well considered. It's such a great game, and I'll take any opportunity to shout it out to raise awareness of it. I think he's got that's his healing rate, wilderness/infested. Right, so if we were to send him back to the tower or the town or something like that, he will probably heal better. We can recruit, we can craft as well, and you can prepare defenses, which is you can build up sort of local arches and like barricades, and they will be reflected in the sort of town when it gets attacked, because you'll also see, because we're about to finish up here, but there'll be like these sort of thorn effects coming through as the enemy takes regions, and then it will actually encroach on your claimed territory. So a lot of it comes into trying to spread out your territory, but also control and defend. It's not really wave defense, more an encroaching enemy presence that you sort of have to mitigate while trying to expand your reach as well for the end of the chapter to get as much of a bonus as possible. Anyway, so that's Wildermyth. What a game. What a great game. Anyway, like I said, it's going cheap, so go get it. Let me know if you found that interesting or if you've played it, or maybe you were around on the channel back in the day when we played through a bit more of it. Team, we might just leave it there for the time being, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.